Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Saturday, Saturn day, May 4th, and the energies in the day adds up and reduce to number 8 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. I'm smiling because something about the energies in today feels interesting. It feels interesting in the sense that it reminds me of like watching a movie or something. And in the movie, it's like, say two people, I don't know, maybe they were drinking or whatever, and say yesterday they did something, they did a thing. And then today it's like either they're acting like the thing didn't happen, or maybe they're low-key a little bit embarrassed about the thing, or low-key ashamed about the thing. But it's not that like, say yesterday a thing necessarily happened. Like, I feel like with today's energy, say for example, yesterday, I think of like, say maybe someone had an experience and the experience could be different for everyone, but it's almost like an experience happened yesterday. And then today it's like questioning the levels of what happened for real. Like, did it happen for real? Did it not happen for real? With the energies adding up to the number 8 vibration, with the number 8 energy, we could be so tunnel vision, like we're so hyper focused on the thing that happened. That's the vibe that I'm getting for some people. So it's like, say, I'm gonna say what comes to mind. So like, say for example, yesterday someone went to a party or something and they got lost in the whole Pisces Neptune energy, and maybe they kissed someone that they didn't mean. It's not that they didn't mean to, but in the moment, you got lost in the moment and something happened. And then it's like today, it's like, I know that's like an extreme example or a dramatic example, whatever, but that's the example that my imagination gave me. So I'm going with it. But it's like today, it's like, oh my God, like what happened yesterday, or did that happen yesterday? And also too, when it comes to today's energy, there might be this sense of instability or insecurity about a lack of stability based on, you know, what may have happened. You know, that might be just for one person, but that's the thing that's coming up where it's like, yeah, something happened yesterday. Interesting. Because I guess interesting where yesterday's energy, yesterday was the 3rd, and with the 3rd, something tangible could happen, or it's like, say for example, two people been talking and then finally they met. You know, that would be like yesterday's energy. You know, you've been thinking about something and finally there's some tangible outcome of it. You know, maybe Thursday started it all, and then it's like today, Saturday, you're reflecting back on the weekend, like, and the weekend ain't fully over yet. Cause I mean, it's only Saturday, but it's like, it just feels like a lot happened. But with us being in May, you know, that 5th month energy, it could be impulsive. So, you know, people could jump out you know, the saying that was coming to mind is like, jump out the frying pan into the fire, but jump in the swimming pool and realize there's no water in it, being on some impulsive Aries type energy. And today it's like, you're thinking about it. And we have the wolf come up when it comes to the spirit animal. And with the wolf coming up as the spirit animal, the wolf always brings me to community, friend groups, connections. I think of like the lone wolf, but of course, when the lone wolf is alone, the lone wolf is only searching for its tribe. And with this card coming out, I don't know, I think of reflection and isolation to a certain extent. Saturn is the ruler of the day. Saturn is a Pisces, and then the energies in the day adds up and reduce to the number 8 vibration. So Saturn is a factor also. And as I say Saturn is a factor, I feel like something might be coming up for, say, someone today where it's like, say, for example, but I feel like this is some Capricorn type stuff. And a person doesn't even have to be a Capricorn or an Aquarius, because this is like Saturn type behavior. But I think of like, say someone, say for a while, someone had a hard time getting over a relationship, a connection or something. And then someone new enters into their world and they're curious or they're excited about getting to know the someone that's entered into their world. But then someone from the past returns, and now they're having a hard time deciding who they're going to pay attention to, because when it comes to Saturn's energy within all of us, this is where we put seniority over everything. And sometimes some of us need to acknowledge the fact that like something didn't work out. And what are y'all going to be doing different this time around? Opposed to, oh, you know, y'all broke up, or y'all fell out, they come back, you back at it again. Y'all fell out, they come back, you back at it again. And with some people, it's like, some people will date other people, but they never fully allow themselves to be open to get to know other people, because they're keeping themselves available for that thing to circle the block back. And it's like, what are y'all gonna be doing different on this insanity cycle? And I feel like, you know, for some people who, if you know you stuck on the cycle, don't invite nobody else in. Like, you know, like, don't bring nobody else into the mess. I say bring nobody else into the mess in the sense, like, I think of people who are stuck on that kind of dynamic, but they might date other people, bringing other people into the chaos to pretty much bring other people into the chaos to pass time waiting for somebody else to come around. Maybe you might be someone who someone brought into their chaos as they're waiting for someone else to come back around and pass time. And if you get any sense of that, like, leave fast. Like what they say, make like a banana and split. Like, so corny, but you know, get up out of there. There's something about the energies around connection, relationship, something, but something comes up today around your stability around something. For some of us, it could be our finances, but you know, with the wolf energy and the way it came out, I feel like it might be a relationship, a connection, or a friend group, something unstable about it. And I feel like some can find themselves having a hard time walking away or entertaining giving something another shot, only because you've known the person for a long time, only because, yeah, y'all have history together. But it's like, yeah, y'all have history together, but at the same time, like, why did y'all stop speaking again? And what has changed? And just because, and something that a lot of us like overlook when it comes to connecting with others is that a person could be attracted to you, the person, but they're not attracted to, say, is it your Mars, your 6th house and your 10th house, speaking astrologically? Meaning they're attracted to you, the person, but they're not attracted to your goals and ambitions. They're not attracted to your legacy. They're not attracted to, like, yeah, they're attracted to you, but then all those other things I just listed are a headache. So it's like you, the person, might be attractive physically, but your ambition might turn them off because your ambition makes them feel insignificant or makes them feel like a loser, because it's not that they don't have what it takes to make things happen, but a lot of us buy into what we've been sold about not being good enough. So we just do what we got to do to get by. Even though deep inside of us, like, there's a part of us that wants us to get the heck up out of that, where we're attracted to other people who reflect that in us, that wants us to pretty much like allow that part of ourselves to shine. So I feel like something might come up for someone today where you're having a full circle moment, or you're reflecting about something about your relationship, your connection. You're reflecting on something, yeah, about your relationship or connection. a relationship or connection. And security and stability. Security and stability is a motivating factor. But just because someone is stable, meaning you know they're not going anywhere. Ooh, I was having a conversation with my brother one day. We were having a long drive somewhere. And then I had it with my other two brothers. And they kind of agreed or whatever. Where in the conversation I was saying, what if in relationships, like, I think of like, say, a man and a woman, and how men need to feel like they're in charge and they're leaders, or even two people who are of the same sex. Maybe there's one person that's the more dominant masculine, meaning extroverted one of the two. But I was speaking to my brothers, and I was saying to my brothers, like, what if, you know, every man is a bus driver? But every man as a bus driver don't have the intentions to take their, like, some might want to drive their bus across country, or some might want to take their bus, like, you know, down the street and back. And where you want to take your bus has to do with your goals, your ambitions. And it's just the man's nature to drive the bus, or to feel like he's driving the bus. And when it comes to, say, him being the bus driver, he might, you know, him being the bus driver when it comes to the partner who's on the bus with him. And this could be two people who are of the same sex, but one is more dominant than the other. You know, one is more dominant, one is less dominant, one is more masculine, one is more feminine. But when it comes to the dominant person, you know, the male, well, I'll say the male, because I was talking to my brothers, you know, he needs to feel like he's in charge and he's the bus driver. You know, let's say every person is a bus driver. And when it comes to, say, partnerships, if you get on the bus with someone else, you guys could possibly go further and conserve more energy, because as one person's driving, the other one could be resting. Where if a person is driving their own bus, you know, it's a lot more energy, because it's like when you're tired, you're just tired. It's just you, you know, opposed to two people working together as one. There's more. But what I was saying with the masculine, feminine energy, and I was saying to my brothers, I was saying to them, based on my observation, with every man or every person being a bus driver, but I was saying to my brothers, imagine every man is a bus driver. So when it comes to the partner that he takes, it's someone who he should check with to make sure, and he don't necessarily check and ask, but just observe them and ask the right questions to make sure, because sometimes people could be attracted to you, and because they're attracted to you, they assume that they want to go where you're going, when really they don't want to go where you're going. They're just attracted to you, so they'll think they'll go wherever you go. But after a while, all that wears off, and then they might resent you for taking them places that they didn't decide that you were going. And I was saying that to my brothers, where, you know, maybe some men, they might get with certain women who are very ambitious and a take charge type of energy. So she takes charge and she's dictating where the bus is going, and she's driving the bus, and he's there for the ride because he's attracted to her. But at the same time, he doesn't feel like he was the one who decided where the bus is going. So because he didn't feel like he's the one who decided where the bus is going, instead, you know, he might kick and scream the whole way, and they get there, but at the same time, you know, might low-key sabotage the ride, because it's his nature to be in charge of the bus, to be in charge of where it's going. So this is where, you know, she, who is so ambitious and independent, decide, you know, is she gonna have that kind of passenger on the bus, or is she gonna ride by herself? Or I think of the man who, you know, he knows where he's going when it comes to him being, you know, riding his bus. He might pick up a passenger who's, you know, just along for the ride, but at the same time think they're along for the ride, but didn't realize that that's not where they want to go. They're going for the ride, but as they're going for the ride, they're kicking, they're screaming, they're sabotaging the ride. So I was thinking to my brothers, I was saying how each person, you know, when connecting with another, needs to be clear that they're going the same place. They're both heading in the same direction. And if they're both heading in the same direction, then they could be each other's company for the ride. Where, you know, for some, you're clear that you need to go where you're going, and you're so clear about it that you'll go alone. And if you're so clear about it that you'll go alone, then know that the creator, the universe, will conspire and equip you to go alone, and even create situations where there's people you will pick up along the way, who you will pick up along the way and drop them to wherever it is that they're going to go get in their new bus or whatever as they move forward. I hope that's not confusing, but in my mind, it feels so clear. And I guess the conversation that I was having with my brother was how important it is for people to be clear about where it is they're going. And if you ain't going nowhere and you don't want to go nowhere, that's okay, but know that too, so that when someone comes along, you don't find yourself so attracted to them to the point that you convince yourself you want to go somewhere where you truly don't want to go, only to get, you know, a few hours into the ride and start sabotaging a ride because low key you don't want to go where they're going, and you were dazed by them, but at the same time you weren't attracted to, like I was saying, their 6th house, their 10th house, their Mars. You're not attracted to that part of them. You're attracted to just them, and not realizing that they are a full package. So something about today's energy is bringing that up, where it's like, you know, something about the security and the stability where the foundation is weak pertaining to that. We find ourselves often attracted to people, and people are attracted to us, but they're not attracted to all of us, because that's where, you know, you start sharing your dreams and your goals, and they start rolling their damn eyes because they're not trying to go there. And sometimes some people will fight for you and fight to be in a relationship with you, but they don't realize that eventually they're going to be like your biggest op, or also too like a big distraction as you're on the ride going wherever it is that you're going. Like, some people need to realize that it's okay to just park your bus up in the front yard and enjoy the view, and that's all you want, and there's nothing wrong with it, and connect with others who want that too, opposed to, you know, like I mentioned, say the young lady who is so ambitious and she has these goals and she knows she need to get to this place, and then she brings someone on the bus who will look good riding next to her, and even try to put them in the seat to drive for her, only for it to be a whole headache. You know, by the time you get there, you don't even want to be there no more, because all y'all did was fuss and fight along the way. Or you with someone and y'all fuss and fight along the way, and when y'all get there, they enjoying all of it, you know, as if it was their idea the whole time, when they made you pay the whole time y'all was getting there. They made you pay for it, you know, the whole time y'all was going. I hope that I hope a few cards came out. I didn't see any of them. But yeah, I hope that explains it, because I was having that conversation with my brothers, because I was saying to them how important it is to, you know, for a person to know their nature, number one, and from knowing their nature and know where it is that they want to go or where they don't want to go, to, you know, to connect themselves with someone who matches that. So having that conversation with my brothers, I feel, was important, because a lot of the times we get distracted on attraction and not realizing that that's only a small part of it. Where are you going and where are they going? Are you guys going the same place? Will you guys be good road trip partners? Will you guys be good partners on the road to wherever it is that you're going? And if you're not going anywhere and you choose to tailgate for the rest of your, you know, tailgate for the rest of the experience, will they be a good and a fun partner to tailgate with? Even though I do understand that, you know, over time we get to learn ourselves and we change our minds, and that's okay too, because maybe that's a fun tailgate and partner for a certain amount of time, and then something clicks and they realize that, oh, they need to get over to the other side of town, and either they jump in their bus and they go on their own, or they're at the bus stop and they see another bus going to their side of town, and they connect with the driver, them and the driver get along, they are good together, and they decide to go to the next side of town together and probably get there and realize that they like each other's company so much and they want to go somewhere else together or whatnot. But yeah, it's important for us to, you know, be clear about in this moment, where do you want to go, or you don't want to go anywhere, which is fine. And the kind of person that will complement the experience, because life is too short to be in a situation where there is dis-ease. And we have the Two of Pentacles energy come up. And the Two of Pentacles energy deals with managing something about your finances, managing something about your resources, balancing something about your finances or your resources. When I look at this energy, I also think of someone, it's like having a few responsibilities or a few bills to pay or something like that, and trying to decide where you're going to place the money, especially with the energies in the day adding up or reduce to number 8 vibration, and today being the 4th, definitely some kind of a security and stability situation around your finances. And this brings me to like the whole bus situation, where it's like in life, you know, being coupled up, it's cheaper for some people. So because of that, like, you know, people will make sacrifices in the name of paying less, but sometimes you pay way more in other ways, even though it appears that you're paying less money wise because y'all splitting it. You pay more in other ways. Like, look at the waves in the background, like pay more in other ways, meaning, you know, being in a situation where you're always at dis-ease, uncomfortable situation will create dis-ease within the body. And I feel like today's energy brings me to the feeling of reflection. It's like taking a step back and looking at how far you've come with something and deciding if you're going to continue to go further. I think of like someone reflecting on, are we going to renew our vows, or was this a good run? It's like that kind of energy. There's a reflection on how far you've come, and, you know, what do we do next? But I could see how legacy and image and things like that could be a big thing for others. But I feel like life is too short to live it miserably, because it's important to keep up an image. Because I feel like people who live like that, you know, sometimes find that they have moments where they snap. And it's because, you know, they've been denying their truth for so long, to the point that there's that snapping moment. So yeah, with me going on and on with that bus situation that I hesitated sharing, but I feel like maybe it might make sense for someone. It's like, where are you going, or where do you not want to go, or do you not want to go anywhere? And, you know, the person that you're trying to force yourself to couple up with, do you know where they're going? And don't fill in the blanks for anyone, because like, say with today's energy, strong Neptune energy, moon and Pisces, you know, a lot of us could find ourselves assuming that someone wants what we want just so we can have an excuse to couple ourselves up with them, or convince ourselves that we want what they want. But at the same time, when you get around them, all you do is complain and drive them nuts, or all they do is complain and drive you nuts. It brings me to the story that I've shared before, where I saw this situation with this young guy, football player, I think he's an athlete, and he broke up with his girlfriend, and she tried to out him with the vlogs or whatever for breaking up with her, because she could no longer afford her lifestyle. But the reason why he broke up with her is because he was very clear from jump that he wanted to be in a non-monogamous relationship. Like, he wanted to have multiple wives, multiple partners. And she agreed by continuing to be in a relationship with him that she could handle it, but really thought she was going to talk him out of it, or maybe convince him that she alone is enough. And it's like, him wanting more people doesn't mean that she as a person isn't enough, but he wants what he wants. And she went along as if she wanted the same thing, only to later, you know, guilt trip and nag about the situation. And he did her a favor and broke up with her, took her up out of a situation that she didn't want to be in, but she couldn't see that she didn't want to be in it. And then instead she tried to make him a bad guy when he was consistent from jump. I feel like that is that Neptune 12th house Pisces energy all day. Someone's consistent, but we see what we want to see. We fill in the blanks we see the potential of the situation, disregard what they're saying, and instead we're running our own movie. And then, you know, when he does her a favor and take her up out of the situation that she clearly doesn't want to be in, you know, all of a sudden she's seeing herself as someone that was done wrong, when in all reality, it's like he's been cleared from jump. So I feel like today's energies bring our attention to something around that. But I feel like with the transit of Taurus and Pisces, I feel like Taurus energy, Saturn and Pisces, the transit of Saturn and Pisces, I feel like that energy really brings in structure, it brings in reasoning where there's normally no reason. Saturn brings that. So today's energy is that. But for today's energy though, I feel like a lot of us could be feeling the turbulent within ourselves, but we're so fixated on a thing towards like, we're just feeling the turbulent, but at the same time, might not come up with that reasoning as yet, because with the number 8 energy and today adding up to the number 8 vibration, we could be dealing with that tunnel vision. And for some people, that tunnel vision that they're dealing with, which is like a form of escapism or feels like it, you know, retail therapy for some people might be a way out, or might be a way of feeling something different. Or, you know, for others, big focus on the finance, like the story of that young lady that I mentioned. She didn't want the lifestyle he wanted, but at the same time, she wanted the perks of the benefit of being with someone like him because of the lifestyle he provided. And, you know, that's not fair. From jump, he was clear about what it is that he wants. So I feel like for someone, you know, something about that energy coming up today, it's like, don't try to force anything to fit, you know, be clear about what makes you feel happy. Be clear about how something makes you feel. And maybe that might help you to decide, as between today and tomorrow, you could find yourself needing to make a decision about something. The way how something makes you feel, to me, pay attention to that. Such a pleasure sharing this message with you. Hey guys, I want to share with you 7 benefits of getting a numerology natal chart awareness coaching session. The first one is understanding your internal programming. The second one is becoming more clear about your purpose and passion. The third is setting goals for success. The fourth is awareness of strength and areas of improvement. And the fourth one was foundational for me, because whenever you're aware of your weaknesses, no one can use them against you. And when you're aware of your strengths, that makes you unstoppable. And that is why I say self-awareness is a superpower. The 5th benefit is removing obstacles. We first have to become aware of a thing in order to remove it in the first place. The 6th benefit is understanding relationship dynamics. We don't have to change the people in our lives. We have to become aware of ourselves and start from there, and everything changes. And the 7th benefit is upcoming transits, if that's something that you would like to look into because you're planning for something or you just want to be aware. So if you're interested in booking a numerology natal chart awareness coaching session or learning more about it, the link to book or the link to send me an email for questions are both within the description box below. If you'd like to check out my Patreon, where I share exclusive content, and also to become a part of the meetup group, which is my favorite thing on Patreon, the link to check out what's happening on Patreon is in the description box below. Please let me know you're here with me by dropping me a pink heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.